can learn a lot about yourself in 12 days. It's pretty amazing what can come up. 12 days is a long time to spend alone with your thoughts. It provides that opportunity to step away from the day-to-day and really sink into those thoughts and feelings and emotions that maybe I've been avoiding, maybe I've been a bit scared of. At the same time, I think that's one of the things I love most about canoe tripping.
I've got a super special announcement to make. I've partnered up with Bluetti, and we are going to be giving away a brand new Bluetti AC70. This is a 1,000 watt portable power bank, and it's designed for off-grid living or anywhere where you need a portable power source. You can plug it into solar panels and charge it completely with the power of the sun. It is super convenient. I genuinely use it all the time. Bluetti sent me one of these just to try out, and they wanted to know what I thought of it, and I really do find it useful for what I do. I plug my laptop in when I'm on the road. I've talked about this before. I'm able to get editing done from anywhere, whether I'm on a lake or in the woods or on a mountain or completely lost. At least I've got power. But yeah, I'm giving one away. So all you have to do if you want to win this is subscribe to my channel, Ben Beauchamp, on YouTube, and leave a comment down below on this video that says hashtag Bluetti. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and comment hashtag Bluetti. And also, go check out their website that I've linked in the description because they've got a massive Christmas sale over the holidays. It starts December 12th, and yeah, there's going to be like wicked deals. So go check it out. If you want to win one of these or pick one up for yourself, you know what to do. Now back to the video.
I broke into the chips and got my first bite here. That's usually the way it goes. That is what I want all day, every day for the next 2 weeks. There's a nice one. Starting to drizzle some rain here a little bit. Gonna have to put my jacket on at the next portage, but I hope this holds off. I've got my camp all set up for the evening. It's looking good. And now I'm gonna head out and see if I can't catch a walleye for dinner. Oh, I thought this was a pike. This is a nice walleye. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, come on, come on. Please. There we go. That didn't take too long at all. That's gonna be a beauty dinner. That is what I'm talking about. I also whipped up some chicken fried rice that I dehydrated at home. Not as good as the walleye, but it's good energy for tomorrow. So the other day I had the pleasure of sitting down with Albert from Gold Seekers Outfitting here in Red Lake, Ontario. I literally called the guy 12 hours before I showed up, and I just said, hey, I want to do a trip in Woodland Caribou Provincial Park. I have somewhat of a general idea of where I want to go. Right away on the phone he was enthusiastic, and he said, yep, come by my place tomorrow, and we'll sit down and we'll plan a trip. So I showed up, and I must have spent like 6 hours with the guy, and we just had a blast just talking about different tripping ideas, and a lot of our time was spent just telling old camp stories, both him and I, and it was just so much fun. But I left there with a super epic trip.
You want some last minute advice? Something I can tell you is that when you're on the water, you got to make sure you keep the open side up. Okay?
I'll try to remember that. Got the classic protein oats here for breakfast. I got oatmeal, protein powder, coconut shavings, dehydrated bananas, dehydrated strawberries, and dehydrated blueberries. I made about 45 of these like 2 months ago, and I'm still not done. I'm so sick of these for breakfast, but I gotta eat them. I just made it out to a gorgeous lake here, and I can see on the far shoreline it looks like there was an area that was hit by a wildfire. It's hard to tell when or how long ago, but I'll paddle by and I'll make a better guess. Feels pretty heavy. Oh, it's head shaking like a lake trout. Yup. Oh yeah. Beauty. Oh my goodness. Jeez. That is a gorgeous fish. Beauty. That is my biggest lake trout ever. That is not huge as far as lake trout go, but that is a nice fish. Stay on, buddy, please. Stay on. Stay on. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Dinner is served. Yes. All right, I'm gonna get camp set up here. Got some lemon for the fish and some hot sauce for the noodles. That is what I call a good looking camp meal. The taste of walleye just never gets old. Especially when you catch it yourself. I'm calling it a night. I'm absolutely pooped, but I'm going to try and get up early because I think that this campsite is going to be an insane spot to watch the sunrise. See you in the morning. So I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I got out of the tent and saw the sun wasn't up yet. Still a beautiful morning, but
It's like, oh, you know what? I'll wait for the sun to come up. I'll sleep for another 5 or 10 minutes. And 5 a.m. turned into 9 a.m. So here we are, another late start. That's okay. I'm definitely not rushing. I'm not wearing this hood because it's cold out. In fact, the opposite. It's a scorcher today. I'm trying to keep the sun off my head the best I can because the forecast said that yesterday was 21 degrees Celsius, and I found it to be super hot. It felt like 26 or 27, and today is actually 26 or 27. So I'm gonna try and take it slow as best I can and stay cool.
Oh my goodness. I've been paddling along here, and I pulled into this quiet little bay to do some fishing, and I heard one little twig snap, and sure enough, like right in front of me, 20 feet in front of me, a huge caribou with a full rack just comes crashing through the bush, and I got a good view of it, and then it just took off. I didn't even have time to get the camera ready.
You know what? I always say I'm just as much of a videographer as I am an outdoors enthusiast, and so normally I would be totally pissed off to miss a shot like that of a caribou that close. But to be honest, a caribou sighting has been on my list forever. I've always wanted to see one. That's the first one I've ever seen, and I'm sorry, but that moment was not for the video. That was just for me. That was really special. I'm just hooked into quite the tank of a pike. Wow. Oh, stay on, buddy. I've been fighting him for a good minute and a half here. He's still got juice in him. Get over here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. No one wants to get hooked here. Oh, okay. Wow, that's bigger than I thought. Wow, that's a good pike. Not the longest, but he's thick. Wow. Woo! What a fight. So the wind has really started to pick up here, and I've got a 4-kilometer stretch directly into it until the next portage. It's late afternoon now, probably just after 4 p.m. and you know what? I saw this campsite here and I decided like it's just gonna be way easier to do this in the morning. So I'm here, early campsite, and yeah, I'm just gonna do some relaxing. That little bird at the top of that tree is just squawking at me right now. He's not gonna let me talk. Oh, There he goes. Oh yeah. Just caught myself an absolute tank of a walleye just in time for dinner. Look at that. He's got all kinds of scars on his belly. He must have gotten a fight with a pike, but that is gonna be delicious. It's a good size. That's probably just about as big as I'd keep to eat. Anything bigger than that I'd let go, but tonight he's dinner. All right, I definitely just saw some lightning. Still kind of in the distance, but I really hope I don't get hit by a storm here. Just as the fish hit the pan, I can feel the first few drops of rain here. Hopefully it holds off. We're gonna wolf this fish down and then probably just go chill in the tent until it's time to go to sleep. But I'm glad I made camp when I did. It would kind of suck to be paddling in this right now. The thunder's getting closer and closer. Woo! Underwear fish. Yeah, baby. See how calm that lake is? That is exactly why I spent the night. This paddle would have taken me 4 or 5 hours in that wind yesterday. It's going to take me about 45 minutes today. My only concern is that there was a ton of lightning last night. Like all throughout the night, my tent was just flashing, like completely lighting up, followed by some wicked thunder. And I don't know if you've noticed, but this area is super prone to forest fires. So that's all it takes is one lightning strike to hit the right tree, and it'll ember for a few days, and then sure enough, you'll have yourself a forest fire. As a cautionary measure, I've got Albert from Gold Seekers, my outfitter. He's at home monitoring the wind patterns and the forest fire activity, and he's going to be. I've got communication with him. I've got my Garmin InReach. And he'll send me a message just to say, hey buddy, you got a fire on your arse, you gotta go this way or go that way. So I'm really stoked about that, and that's really truly it's a luxury for this trip. I could be in a potentially very harmful situation if I didn't have that. Got myself what appears to be a really nice sized pike.
Yep. Again, not a monster, but it's a good one for sure. Oh my goodness. Ah, he's not. Ah! Broke me off. That was about the same size as the last big one. Yep. I could just sit here and do this all day. I do have to keep moving though. Whoa, this is a really nice walleye. Like, how could you not just keep fishing at every corner when you're catching them like that? Beautiful, beautiful fish. Just quality fish. Unreal. Just pulled up to another amazing set of waterfalls here. It's got to be about 3 times the size of the last one. I'm gonna blast through this portage here, and hopefully there's gonna be just as many fish at the end. Come on. Yep.
Alright, so I just caught this pretty chunky looking walleye here. And as I was reeling him up, he spat out this whitefish. So I'm gonna tuck that back in there for him and let him go. There he goes. What is that? Tree frogs? Are those toads? Let me know. It's been a really long day today. I've already crawled into the tent. The bugs got so bad. So I'm just gonna call it. I've been snacking all throughout the day too as I'm paddling, so I'm not even gonna bother with dinner. But yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Just woke up to a beautiful little surprise here. Yeah, that is an unwelcome visitor on my leg. That's a tick. I believe that's a dog tick, based on the colors on his back, but he is embedded, so I'm gonna pull him out. Dog ticks aren't the ones you gotta worry about. It's the black-legged ticks that could carry Lyme disease, but a tick is a tick. Hooked into a pretty decent sized northern here. Oh, the hooks are in a bad spot though. It's tough to grab them. Wow. He's gonna. Oh yeah. Nice. He's got a big head. He's a skinny fish, but he's got a big head. He's like me. Alright, so I've found myself in a very sticky situation here. If you don't like blood, please look away. Your discretion is advised. This here is my lucky lure, alright? And my lucky lure has made its way deep into my finger, right past the barb. I'm in an immense amount of pain right now. So there's two ways I can go about this. I can either push it all the way through and poke it out the other side of my skin, cut the barb off and then just pull it out, or I can grip it and rip it with a pair of pliers. Either way it's gonna suck, and either way it's gonna rip more skin. This is... Okay, so I got the lure off, and upon further assessment, I'm not going to be able to push it all the way through because it'll either go through my nail or through the bone.
I'm just gonna have to rip it out. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ah! Yeah, it feels good. It actually wasn't even that bad. Oh, I'm leaking pretty good though. I gotta do some first aid. I pulled up to this beautiful set of rapids, and before bringing my stuff across, I decided I'd throw a cast in. First cast, boom, nailed a walleye. Brought him in, and the hook was in a terrible spot, obviously. And it was the result of just pure laziness. I had my pliers back in my canoe, but I didn't make the effort to go and grab them. I was just like fiddling around with it with my hands, and the walleye thrashed once, and obviously you saw what happened. I got hooked. So lesson learned: don't cut corners. But yeah, it's not even gonna put the slightest damper on the trip. In other news, there's all kinds of wild raspberries around here. They're so good. Sounds like I'm pulling up to another waterfall here. It's got quite the heavy rumble. It's like, it sounds like a lot of water's moving through it. I'm excited. I just finished a portage around 2 pretty massive sets of waterfalls. And then there's one more drop just up ahead here. And I checked it out, and it looks like it could be runnable. So this right here is a pictograph. It's the very first one I've ever seen in my whole life, and it was likely put here hundreds if not thousands of years ago by a First Nations group. And this one is especially cool because I think it's depicting a canoe. I can't be certain, I'm not an expert by any means, but to me it looks like a big canoe with maybe 10 or 15 people in it. It's just so surreal to me to think about the history on this waterway. I think that it's very, very cool that canoeing was the main mode of transportation for a very, very long time before any roads or cars existed. And I think it's even cooler that if you look at the first canoes ever in any culture around the world, the design has not changed very much at all. Like, of course, we've got all this new material like Kevlar and T-Formex and all this stuff, but the actual shape of it has not changed very much at all in thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's just been such a staple of water transportation. It's just, yeah, it's a very, very cool to think about these people crossing this waterway however long ago. I remember Albert the other day was just telling me that all these rocks were formed about 9,000 years ago. So sometime between then and now, these pictographs were made. And I also think it's really amazing that this artwork has withstood the elements for however many years. Like, we're talking ice, wind, snow, rain, anything, even forest fires. This whole area is burnt. This art has survived fire. This one here is a little bit more faded. I don't know how much the camera's gonna pick up, but to me it looks like some sort of animal. I'm gonna guess a caribou or a moose, and then maybe a couple people around it, maybe hunting or whatever. Again, these are just guesses, but that's just what it looks like to me. Very, very cool. I can't believe this. goodness. There are so many more pictographs here. Albert told me about the last ones. He didn't tell me about these.
Just chills. Absolute chills.
So the word on the street, or I should say on the portage trail, is that this is an amazing fishing spot. Beauty. Another nice one there. Look at that, got my pliers. Lesson learned.
We're into the evening now. I just finished my last portage of the day. I didn't do too much filming this afternoon. I just wanted to focus on covering some distance. But you didn't miss much. I caught a couple fish, did a few portages. This last one was a brutal one. I was up to my knees in mud. But I've now made it to the lake I plan to camp on tonight. And word on the street is that it is a good fishing lake. Surprise, surprise. Honestly, I don't even care. Oh. That was like the most random flash storm. Like the rain just attacked the ground there for a second, and now it's like not even drizzling. It was like 5 minutes, it was just raining. Just threw a cast in for fun and hooked into this pretty nice pike here. Not a bad fish, eh? I'll take that. I just paddled out a little ways to get my lure unsnagged, and somehow I came back with 2 beautiful walleye for dinner. Four beautiful walleye fillets here. That is going to be tasty. Unfortunately, I am all out of cooking oil, so I'm gonna try something new. I do have my grill here, so I'm just gonna season them up and like grill them. I'm gonna do like grilled walleye steaks. That should be good. Oh, I've got my tent all set up. That's good. Camp is all squared away. But since I'm trying to cook over the fire right now, Murphy's Law, I've got thunder and lightning going all around me right now. I think I'm gonna get a proper storm here, so. I'm trying to hurry here. That thunder is going crazy. Oh, that's gonna be good. I can already tell. It's gonna be real good. This is honestly amazing. Like I'm gonna do this again sometime. Alright, so I managed to finish my dinner before the rain hit, but it's here now, and yeah, I'm just nice and cozy in the tent. I honestly love being in the tent during a lightning storm. It's like, it's just, I don't know, there's something, it's like just relaxing. Like, there's just so much chaos going on outside, and I'm in my cozy little safe house. Yeah, it's also the only time of day where I'm out of the bugs. I'm just like constantly getting destroyed by bugs, and like I can just like be in here and relax, and I'm dry and warm, and it's yeah, I don't know, it's just nice. But hopefully the rain is done by the morning, and yeah, I'll see you then for coffee. Good night.
So I was just thinking, I need someone who knows a lot more than I do about moose behavior to explain to me what 2 big bull moose are doing feeding together at this time of year. Like, they were just hanging out, like munching on grass and leaves and whatnot. But yeah, we're in mid-July. Those are 2 of the biggest bull moose I've ever seen. Are they just hanging out, sizing each other up, like kind of promoting the fight for the fall time? Because I know during the rut, which is their mating season, the bulls will clash. Like they fight. That's why they even have antlers. It's to fight each other, and then whoever wins gets the girl, and they get the reproduction rights. But at this time of year, yeah, I've never seen 2 big bulls together like that. Let me know in the comments, like what's going on there.
This is a pretty big pike.
If I can land this, it'll be the biggest fish of the trip so far. Wow. Whoa. Come here. Whoa. Ah! Broke me off. Just working my way through a 575 meter portage. It's my second one of the day. The last one was 300 meters. And then the next one is 875. That'll be the longest one of the trip so far, but I think there are some longer ones. But yeah, feeling good. It's hot. I just ate like 10 pounds of candy too. I don't know why I did that. I'm feeling it in my stomach. Well, this is fun. I just finished bringing the first load of gear across the portage, and when I came back to get my canoe and the rest of the gear, there were 2 cow moose swimming across the way on the other end of the lake, and I probably would have had time to paddle over to them, but I already brought my paddles over to the other side, so they're 800 meters that way. But let me tell you, this portage is unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. It's been decimated by the wildfire, and it's something else. It's heartbreaking and it's beautiful at the same time. I've just woken up this morning to some pretty crazy winds blowing in, and unfortunately they're not blowing in the direction I want them to be. I'm in a quiet, secluded, tucked away bay here, and even in this bay the waves are breaking. I can see some whitecaps out there, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like out on the open lake, but I've got no choice but to keep moving. I'm running out of time on this trip. I'm running out of camera batteries. I should be okay for food. I've got lots of food, but eventually that will run out. But like I said, I've been taking way too much time fishing and just moseying on, so I got to keep moving. In other news, this is the first day in over a week where it's clear enough to see the blue sky. On the second day of this trip, I believe, there was that big lightning storm, and ever since then there's been a real smoky haze in the sky, and I haven't even been able to see the sun at all or anything. was just trolling a spoon pretty deep here, and I thought I got a decent lake trout, but turns out it's just an average sized pike. I'm gonna try and land him here. The lake is so choppy right now. Yeah, there's my lake trout. Beauty. Got something on here and it feels like it. Oh, yep. Another, oh yeah. This thing is fat. Oh my goodness. Just a big, juicy pike. All right. Look at that. Real chunky fish. Again, not very long, but chunky. This is such a unique landscape. It's like seriously like nothing I've ever seen before. It totally feels like I'm paddling through the Arctic tundra or something. It's just so bare and so desolate. All right. I've caught so many of these and I couldn't possibly fit them all in the video. There's no way. The video would be 6 hours long. Alright, I've just pulled up to one of the coolest things I've ever seen while paddling my canoe. You ready for this? Oh, wow. As if I'm just floating around in a cave right now. This is amazing. I'm not gonna do a fire tonight. I think I got a little bit too much sun today, so I just want to crawl into bed. I'll see you in the morning. It's 5 a.m. and I just heard a bit of branches moving. I just got out of the tent and there's a big bull moose just across the bay. He's just staring at me. I'm trying to stay still, but my heart's pounding and I'm shivering because it's cold and I'm in my underwear. And this moose is just looking right at me.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was no chance. There was never any chance. Thanks, buddy.
Let me tell you, that is stronger than the strongest coffee. What a wake up. This canoe trip has just been something else. Are you kidding?
So this section that I'm paddling through today is super complex. It's not a very big lake, but it's absolutely littered with islands. And a lot of them look very similar. When I was planning this trip with Albert, he gave me a warning saying keep a close eye on the map when I'm paddling through here because it's super easy to get lost. And I can tell what he was talking about now that I see it for myself. This is pretty crazy in here. It's cool, but yeah, it's kind of, I'm checking the map like every 2 minutes here. The magic of this area seems to just be never ending. I think that pictograph was, I think it was depicting a moose. And I think that that's very, very fitting for the morning I've had. Just unreal. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just so cool. I've just hooked into a real good sized pike here. I've been fighting him for a couple minutes before I got the camera set up. Hopefully he'll be tired. Ooh. Uh-oh, he's barely hooked. Oh no. Oh, I might lose him here. Come on, buddy. Get over here. There we go. Oh yeah. Wow. Just skin hooked. That is a nice, nice fish. Wow. Again, he's not super long, but he's fat. He's so well fed. Oh man. Got a little one on here. He's giving me a hard time though. There we go. I always say, like, lots of people don't like pike because they think they affect the walleye population, and they're obviously not as good at eating as walleye. And I think that both of those things are true in a way, but there's no thrill quite like catching a northern pike, especially a big one.
man. Come on. Yet again, I thought I had a lake trout. Little northern pike.
There's a certain feeling I get from seeing these pictographs that just can't be conveyed on video. It's just a feeling of being here and looking at artwork that could have been from 5,000, 8,000 years ago. Who knows? There's a chance it might not have been that old, but like it's just a crazy feeling. Got an absolute classic of a camping meal right here. Some beef chili, and I'm just gonna pour it over some pasta. That is gonna be hearty and nutritious, and it's so good. I'm very hungry right now. Look at that. Mmm. Today officially marks 10 days of being out here. 1-0, baby. We hit the double digits. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling it. My body's pretty beat up. Feeling a bit mentally drained. Feel like I'm getting close to my limit. But I'll share with you something that a good friend of mine shared with me that's really helped me out on this trip. This is Tosh. Tosh Self-Propelled on YouTube. I've done a few canoe trips with him. We all know Tosh at this point, but when him and I were out on the Jimmy Cash River, there were multiple moments where I felt like I had reached my limit. I felt like I could not push any further, and he was feeling it too. But he said to me that most people don't even know what it feels like to reach 50% of your physical and mental limit. 50%. They don't even know half of their ability. And it took me a second, but I realized that he made a good point. It's like if you're doing something extremely physical, like we'll say canoe tripping, for example, and you're on a wicked long portage. It's a 5-kilometer portage, and you've got your canoe on your shoulders, and you feel like you couldn't even put one foot in front of the other. But then a bear starts chasing you. Like, you could run a marathon at that point. So you've got that energy reserve. You've got that in your tank. Sometimes it's just a bit hard to access that. But when he said that to me, it completely changed my mindset. And I felt like, you know, am I at my limit, or am I just a bit tired and feeling lazy? Not lazy, but am I feeling like I want to quit? And yeah, after he said that, it's just really helped me out, not just on canoe trips, but even in life. Like, there's situations in life where I just feel like I've hit my limit, and you have to think, like, are you at your limit, or are you just feeling a little bit beat down, and do you have more? So I've got at least 2 more days on this trip, maybe 3. But regardless, I'm nowhere near my limit. I can keep going, no problem. Okay, I just pulled up to the portage, and there was this weird sound. I couldn't figure out what it was. I just found it. It's a dragonfly eating a cicada. Look at this. I've never seen this before in my life. Oh, cicada's getting away. He got away. No way. My mom is an absolute dragonfly lover. They're her favorite creature. We've even got a joke in our family the last few years for every gift that we've given her. My brother and I have gotten her dragonfly knickknacks and pieces of artwork, decorations for the garden. They're all dragonfly themed. We probably have like 15 or 20 dragonflies in our house. And my mom's still not sick of them. I've asked her, like, let me know if it's too much, and she still loves them. But what I find funny about this is that dragonflies are actually one of the fiercest predators on the planet. They've got the highest kill success rate of any living creature on planet Earth. Now, like anything I say on video here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember reading somewhere that dragonflies successfully killed 99% of the prey that they go after. So they mainly feed on mosquitoes, and they get most of them that they go after. Now, I've just witnessed the 1% of prey that got away with that cicada, but I always find that funny. My mom just thinks that dragonflies are this beautiful creature, and they are. They're very pretty and they're very beautiful. I think they're cool, but don't be mistaken. They're fierce predators.
So I've just made it to an awesome campsite for the night. Look at this fire pit setup. This is the work of a stonemason, and it's complete with this perfect little chair to sit on. One thing I feel like I haven't talked about enough is the sheer amount of blueberries just growing everywhere. I've been gorging myself with blueberries, and berries are one of the first things to grow after a wildfire. With all the new light, they need a lot of sunlight in order to grow, and without the canopy of the bigger mature trees, after a wildfire, there's opportunity for blueberries to grow. So that's one of the positive. There are many positive aspects to wildfires, believe it or not, but that's one of them. Providing food for bears and birds and bugs, bees and Ben.
Look, pretty much all of these are all blueberry bushes. Everywhere, just absolutely everywhere. Like the entire ground is just covered with them.
I'm totally kicking myself for not packing just like a little bit of sugar and flour. Like I could whip up the meanest blueberry pastry right now. Next time.
Look at that, the fire starter is literally growing in the fire pit. Let's see if this actually lights.
I've just woken up today to some real high winds. I wasn't able to stake my tent down because I'm on a rock face, so I just had it weighted down by rocks. So it was blowing around. It was like kind of folding down on me throughout the night. But luckily, the wind is going in the right direction, to my surprise. So I should be able to cover some good distance today, and it'll be real fun. The bad news is that high winds like this usually mean there's a storm on the horizon, so this could get interesting.
I'm partway through a 750 meter portage, and this one is a tough one. I just came across the first 2 people that I've seen in 11 days. I didn't even know what to say. I got nervous. And that's weird. I'm a social dude. I love talking to people. But as I was approaching their site, I was like, oh my god, what do I say? What do I say? And then at the very last minute, I came in clutch. I hit him with the classic. Hey, how's it going? Flawless execution. They loved it. Here we go. I have not seen one of these in a while. That is what I'm talking about. Beauty walleye. There's another one. Seems to be a bit of a honey hole at the bottom of these rapids here. Beauty. Another one. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a nice fish. Oh my goodness. Look at that beauty. Wow. You know I could sit here all day. I do have to keep moving, but that is a nice, oh, that is a gone walleye. And the little ones don't want to feel left out. Holy jeez, man. This just never gets old. All right, I gotta keep moving here. Can't stay here all day. I just made it to an awesome looking campsite, and I've ordered takeout. Uh-oh. Ow. I was just looking at the map, and it looks like I've got about 40 or 50 kilometers back to my car. Now, as much fun as I've had on this trip, I'm ready. I want to get home. I'm ready to get home. So I think I'm going to try and make that push tomorrow. That'll be the longest stretch of paddling I've ever done on flat water. When I did the Pick River, the very last day on the Pick River, the day I saw all those moose, I did 70 kilometers that day. But you got to remember, that's on a river that's moving pretty quick. I've got the current pushing me along. And tomorrow there will be no current. And depending on where the wind's pointing, it could be in my favor, it could be against me, but tomorrow's going to be a big challenge. That'll be the longest I've ever done. Not to mention there's 10 or 12 portages. No long ones, but still that adds up. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. 12 days. You can learn a lot about yourself in 12 days. It's pretty amazing what can come up. Like, there were moments where I was just paddling along and I'd think of something funny my brother had said to me and I'd just burst out in laughter like a lunatic by myself. But there were also moments where more challenging feelings presented themselves and I couldn't help but get a bit emotional. You know, 12 days is a long time to spend alone with your thoughts, and at the same time I think that's one of the things I love most about canoe tripping, is that it provides that opportunity to step away from the day-to-day and really sink into those thoughts and feelings and emotions that maybe I've been avoiding, and maybe I've been a bit scared of. And it's tough, man. It's real tough to go to that place in your mind that you never ever visit. But once you go there and sort some things out, and even if you have to wipe a few tears away in the process, it feels good. It feels real good. I also just want to say from the bottom of my heart, a huge thank you to anyone who's ever clicked one of my videos, and an even bigger thank you to all the people that have gone out of their way to share or leave a comment. You guys are amazing. It's like I woke up one morning and all of a sudden I have this little community of people that just have the nicest things to say. You guys are so positive. Every comment it overwhelms me with positivity, and you guys are just so good to me. It's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid to be a pro YouTuber, and I think that's these days that's most kids' dream, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not at the point where I can do this full time, but thanks to you, we're getting one step closer every single day to making this kid's dream a reality.